Good morning and welcome to the Hills of Maplewood. My friends, you might be thinking, that doesn't look like the Hills of Maplewood to me, Alan. What's the deal? You know what? On a cold winter morning, I thought it may not be best for me to be struggling and maneuvering around walking through the hills of the Maplewood when it is 1 below and wind chills of 23 to 24 below. And so I thought, my friends, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to bring you actually to the hills of Maplewood, to the farm. Yes, where I'm at is on the home farm where I grew up, in amongst the hills of Maplewood. And I thought I'd help my brother out this morning at the feeding of cattle and such. That way I could kind of bring you to a unique spot, and in that unique spot, stay warm. At least I hope so. Always on these chilly mornings on the farm, you worry about things like frozen waters and things like that. So hopefully we will not have to deal with that. But I'm here on the farm. I'm helping my brother Pete feed cattle, and for many of you, you knew that I've grown up on the farm. A good share of my life was in the farming industry and milking cows and feeding cattle and all of those good things. It was about 12 years ago when I felt called into the ministry, and thus started to do that. My heart is in both places. They always say once the farm is in the boy, it's tough to take it out of him. And so here I am this morning with you on the farm, and jumping around in this tractor as we're loading feed into the mixer wagon. And I just wanted to ponder a little bit about what God calls us into, and what we find pleasing in our lives, and what we love to do. And in my case, I love sharing the gospel. That's why I felt called into the ministry. But I also love farming. I love being out working with cattle, working the land and things like that. So my friends, that's what brought me here to this text that I want to share with you. Each of us are called into our own callings and our own uniqueness and the gifts that God has given us. And then He calls us to use those gifts, to use them for good, etc. So this morning I wanted to bring to you a text from Ephesians 4, verses 1 through 6. And it reads like this: As a prisoner for the Lord, then I urge you to live a life worthy of the calling that you have received. Be completely humble, be gentle, be patient, bearing with one another in love. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. There is one body and one Spirit, just as you were called to one hope when you were called. One Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is over all and through all and in all. We are called into the many different occupations that we have, the many different talents that we are a part of. And so, my friends, do it with love, do it with peace, even if it's on a cold morning. My friends, blessings to you from the hills of Maplewood, as my mixer wagon is full and it's time to feed the cattle.